Alright, in this video I'm going to show you two simple although very rudimentary um, bash kind of script which will basically sync to the Linux kernel source tree, pull down stuff from the kernel.org and push it out into the GitHub forked I have from Linux, and similar thing with git 2. It basically pull down from the git main repo and then push it out to GitHub with my fork. It sounds easy and it is easy, and I have created some wrapper around it to help my day-to-day activity. So those things I wanted to share with you people. I don't know how much it will be useful for you, but this is the way basically I generate things, pulled out and push out stuff for my own convenience. Okay, so you might find it handy. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into my Emacs, and if I can remember the script name. Funny, right? Because sync, here it is, one of them. So this is a script, as you can see, from the an absolute ordinary stuff. I basically generally try to here is the hard-coded path, as I mentioned in my other videos, that I have some location in my system where all my Git repos resides. So once I've been there, I don't have to hover around because everything in front of me, because it is clustered in a one place. So if I go there, I know what I'm going to see. No surprises. So that's why it is hard coded here. Not so intelligent, but I know what I'm doing, the predictive way, So then I get into it with cd. Bare cd doesn't work in a bash shell script because cd works behind the scene in a different way. It's operated on sharp shell. When it come out, it goes out of the environment. So it is better to provide it in a variable than try to get into that, so it stays in that particular environment. I hope you are aware of these glitches, right? So then I just decode out, then basically try to fetch the upstream version from the origin, and these are some verbose kind of notification, because as I said and mentioned again and again, I'm sitting on a very old ThinkPad, a 7-year-old. So, and it's showing its age, although these scripts are written many years ago, so it is still considered to be. So these bells and whistles are required for me to know what is going on behind the scene or what it has done, because I probably doing something, because this script is running from some sort of automated way. So the notification let me know once it completes or doing something with a small notified saint pop-up, because I'll be doing something else while this is running. So it's become super handy to me. It might be not so useful to you if you are sitting on a more powerful machine. Then I check out into the master, then merge the upstream master with the local one, and then again pushing the tags it requires, right? So pushing the tags, and this git push tag, these are push latest Linux tag. This is a git alias I have in my git config. If you have my git config, or if you have seen it on the github.file repo, you should know what it basically having the URL of where it is pushing. Okay, the remote URL, that's a shorthand alias. Single status repo, I'll show you how it look like. It's a simple way to find out the status of a git repo, few lines of bash code. Then I try to uh, get a sense of the output of git branches in some other, although it's very fragile, you can say you could have done it in a much better, but these things worked for me, so I didn't bother to change it. Then I try to make sure it is not empty, that means it's updated properly, that's why it spit out to one of the words ahead. I'm again saying this is not the appropriate or proper way of doing things, but I did it in one fine day in that way, and it stays like that way for forever. And I haven't had the energy to go back and rectify or modify or enhance it. So if you do, let me know in the comment section so I can adapt it. Again, this update Linux is also a URL pointing to upstream, and as you can see, I'm pulling from that fork to match with the local stuff. What I have, this one is a just a status confirmation to run Firefox with the URL where the GitHub fork repo. So I can see that once it is done, it's provide me the status. Simple. So as you can see, so this is an extremely ordinary and probably convoluted example, but it does work for me. Let me show you. Sync. Here is something. So on the right hand side buffer, that the similar kind of stuff is for forked git repo on the GitHub. So basically, in both the cases, I'm trying to pull down from the actual sources, then it sync with my local stuff, then I have a forking on GitHub for both the repository, and it is going to be pushed on my fork, so I get synced with the latest stuff. So it helps me to hover through if I decided to be on GitHub for some reason, and it allow me to see the latest stuff. It is almost work in the similar way like on the left hand side buffer, the Linux source code upstreaming and syncing. It is for the Git. The similar kind of stuff happen, and similar kind of stuff is it is almost except few changes, it is almost this is here is the change. The git show new, it is a simple 5-6 line bash code which will show you the latest changes or commit pushed I have on the repository. That means it is showing you the latest commits. Okay, so this is pretty simple. So these are the two things. You should find all this stuff in my .file. If it is not there, do let me know in the comment section so I can upload it, so there is no hide and seek. If I haven't done so, the prime reason basically it's probably a convoluted stuff to a lot of people, because I have so many aliases and specific script which is written specifically more on my machine. I'm showing on this video to you the whole and sole purpose. You might take a cue, you might improve it, and you could have used it in your way. Okay, so and if you really make an improvement, do let me know in the comment section so I can adapt it. That is the sole idea behind this video, making this video. Okay, so so without let me, so you understood, let me close this and close this too. So let me open git show new. See, this is what I have found. This is a simple, it simply run on a branch compare with the remote one, and it show you a one-line status. Okay, so it's pretty darn simple. So how could I let me try one thing. Let me show you this script on a no, let me try this script. I just pushed it out. I couldn't figure it out why git bash is so slow. So git show new, I pushed it few minutes back, so it should, so see, Control CF. If I do like that, and if I run it again, see, these are the latest stuff of what has been pushed to that Linux repository, which I did few minutes back. It's a wonderful way to just to get a glimpse at once, so what latest has been pushed. So it is very extremely useful to me. Okay, and what else? And oh, I should have shown you my Control X, Control F. So as I said, my git config file is upstream. You can check it out on GitHub repo. So for reference, as I shown to you, these are the stuff. As you can see, I'm highlighting it. So these things basically nothing but a alias to these URLs, which basically pushing there in GitHub and GitLab, because both the places my fork repos are synced. So every time I push it onto the online, so both the repositories get synced with the script I shown to you. Okay, so likewise I have other repository script also. As you can see, there are similar kind of aliases, just for the sake of my convenience to type less. If I run git and update Linux or GitLab Linux, as you show in my the two script. Likewise, I have a stuff for i3 window manager. I have a stuff for other repository I have in GitHub and GitLab. So it's pretty darn simple and easy. It's a convenience you need to build for yourself. That's what I did. So I'm showing all these things to you because it probably give you some sort of clue, some sort of idea. I'm sure you are full of ideas, but sometimes it skips our mind the simplest possible thing to do in a simplest possible way. So this is so unfortunate. That's in modern day trend, is that to represent every complex stuff in a complex way. That's how people get traction. That's how people get patting. I don't know why. So, but I try to convince myself first with the simplicity. Then I presented it to other, because there should not be any underlying unnecessary complexity. If the thing is simple, do it in a simple manner, as simple as that. That's what I practice. So this is basically very convenient way to get things synced. Okay, so I generally do. So that's why I'm showing it to you. You might find all this stuff, the git config file and all this stuff in dot file repo in GitHub, or admin script file, or itwm repo in the GitHub or GitLab. So I thought it will be good. So that's why I'm making this video. I hope it will be useful to some people. Thanks for watching.